are your fans beginning to plan?
Here we are at the sunny Santa Monica track. Few clouds in the sky right after what was it? St. Patrick's Day, right,
Yeah.
Coach?
Yeah.
Netta's going to be our camera person.
Very good.
Oh, you got your green, right? You have the Triple G shirt. That's a nice. That's a classic shirt. That's one of my favorites.
That is a nice one.
I had the green Freddie Roach Roots of Fight shirt on last night in St. Patrick's Day, and then Dougie Fisher with what is that? What are you rocking? Parkview.
I'm repping my
alumni.
high school. Yes.
Is that
my
high school?
What, you
Yeah.
mean one of your high schools?
Where's
Springfield,
Parkview?
Missouri.
Oh, you got the double.
Missouri.
Oh, double rep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotta
okay.
rep. Gotta rep
Nice.
school, man.
Very
Class
nice.
of 1988, everybody.
88. Oh, okay. That was a good year.
Great.
That was a good year. Who
It was a good year.
who won their first world title in 1988?
Was that Kevin Kelly?
No.
No.
Just figure I'd throw it out there.
88?
Wasn't Riddick Bowe around that time? Or
Riddick Bowe was a 1988 U.S. Olympian.
Olympian, that's what I was thinking.
And he
yep.
did not win that title. It was Lennox Lewis.
That's right, because
Struck gold.
Kevin Kelly was in the amateurs
Yes,
together
he was.
with Riddick
Yeah,
Bowe.
he was probably an amateur standout in 1988.
He was definitely very good, yeah.
We talk a lot about this, but the class of 1988 is every bit as talented as the U.S. amateur squads that went to the 1976 Olympics and the 1984 Olympics.
Smelody says he thinks Pink Floyd played Giant Stadium in '88.
Okay, probably,
But,
yeah.
No, that's what brought '88 to my mind was the Riddick Bowe and Kevin Kelly amateur.
That's
connection.
true. Yeah.
But yeah.
They were standout amateurs.
Here, Netta, do you want to take over?
Yeah, got it.
Over here. There we
sir.
go.
All
All right, now we got a professional.
Here, let
That's
me
right.
just introduce her.
Okay.
Here. This is Netta Ulaby
Hi.
from Public Radio
That's right.
from D.C.
Correct.
And she's leaving L.A. today because the weather's better in D.C.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly. And today is the marathon in L.A.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I got caught in
Oh,
it.
we're gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
traffic.
Why are we
yeah.
there?
No, all the streets. No,
They're
all the
closed
streets.
down, yeah.
Coming to
Blocked.
work, everything was blocked.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's all good.
All right.
And here's Netta.
Back to business.
I bet you Michael Nunn
we
won
had,
his first title in 1988.
I'm repping this is a subtle change from last week. Last week I had the gray and blue, and this is the gray and black from
like the
Mike
gray and
Styles at Shop Triple G. But good news for all the Triple G fans. Jordan, they're promising us to come out with the new gear in April.
Oh,
In
excellent.
April, so in a few weeks.
Just in time.
Just in time for the fight,
Good
yeah.
fight, yeah.
We got a lot. What are we gonna start with? We got the fights last night, St. Patrick's Day. It was
Yeah.
a nice ESPN show. Michael Conlon.
Jose Ramirez,
headlining
obviously
Jose
the standout
Ramirez.
performance on that card. He
Didn't
beat,
Freddie was training.
yes,
Freddie was,
Freddie
right?
Roach was in his corner.
Marvin.
And Marvin,
yeah.
Samodio.
Yeah.
Well, when you say it was an okay card, that was an incredible card.
No. I said it was a.
I mean, that
strong
was
card
like,
from,
what a fight that
from
was.
the Garden. That's where we launched Triple G's career. Was at
Right.
the theater, and that's a great way. I mean, Mick Conlon is filling the theater, and then you had the
Yeah.
great fight with.
It was
Ramirez,
really good
Ramirez and Imam, right?
Yes, Amir Imam, and he came ready.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was well conditioned and motivated to win that fight. Otherwise, he wouldn't have lasted the 12-round distance because of the intelligent pressure that Jose Ramirez put on him the entire fight. I thought Imam won the first 2 rounds with his jab. I could have given Imam another round. No more than 4 rounds for Imam, though, because I really thought that Ramirez not only outworked Imam, he outlanded him. And smart pressure. I think Ramirez is a tactician, and he's a technician, and he's very smart about his punch selection. He knows the punches. As soon as he sees an opening, he's ready to throw a punch and land one. But really, his determination is what makes him a special fighter. He's not athletically special, but he's very solid all around. He has that extensive amateur background that he draws from that serves him well. But he's an aggressive thinking fighter. That's how I would.
And he knows how to
describe
pace
him.
himself.
Yes, he does.
In a good, but
it's
he's
still
aggressive.
It's still
he's on him every second.
It's still a fast pace.
The
Yeah.
pressure he put on him, and he reminded me of a young Freddie Roach as a fighter.
Freddie in his corner. That's the way.
And Freddie was there, and I was so impressed with that kid. So, did you go to the Conlon pro debut a year ago?
Yes, I was there because that's when Triple G fought Danny Jacobs. In fact, that was, I think, the first time in a long time in New York where there was the theater was sold out with Conlan's pro debut, and then the arena was sold out with Triple G and Jacobs. So that was a huge night for
exactly
MSG boxing and New York boxing. Yeah,
that was fabulous.
Yeah, if you can imagine that back-to-back cards in the same. Not the same arena, but the same building.
And there was just a lot of excitement in Manhattan that entire week.
We had over 20,000 fans there. They had 5,000 fans, so 25,000 fans in 2 nights. Was
and Conor McGregor was there.
McGregor, he walked out Nick Conlan,
But Katie Taylor wasn't there.
No.
She's getting ready for a fight in April.
Eddie Hearn wanted to put, Eddie wanted to put her on our show, which we would have been open to, because Katie's a very popular fighter, also
and a
Irish.
hell of a fighter.
They top-ranked Nick's that one. What can you do?
So what did you think of the Don King, Bob Arum?
Oh, that brings back great memories. Those guys. Remember Trinidad De La Hoya fight? They were going at it.
But
it brings back some great memories.
Don King he slid a little mentally. Last night.
I think it's physical. He's just he's not as
Well,
healthy as Bob
I think
is.
they're both 86 now.
Yeah, they're 86. But they're
Tweet Science wants to know if there's any news on Cecilia Brækhus.
Cecilia Brækhus might fight on the Triple G Canelo show May 5. It's possible. We're trying to work out the details. We're going through the undercard right now with Golden Boy. So that would be a great addition. We always support
and look
women's
for
boxing.
a special feature on Cecilia Brækhus in an
In,
upcoming issue
in
of
the
Ring
ring?
Magazine.
Nice.
Yeah, especially if she makes it onto the
only
Canelo card.
only undisputed boxer in all of boxing.
Only
right? Male
undisputed
or
champion.
female.
Yeah,
She has all the titles.
4 major titles. So we got to make a ring title for her just to cap it off.
And who's the ring pound for pound champion?
I believe that's Gennady
Oh,
Golovkin.
there you go.
Yes.
So
He got a pound for pound title coming his way.
I'm going to go over some of the events that we have coming up right now for Triple G. So we have another media day this week in Big Bear. Then he's going to throw out the first pitch at Dodger Stadium, April 1st, opening weekend. He's going to throw out the first pitch. HBO is doing 2 days after our Avalon Hollywood Fight Night show. Oh, Dave, when is that? That's Tuesday the 27th, right?
Exactly.
At the Avalon Theater.
plenty of parking, easy parking, but not many seats left.
Ryan Martin is headlining it. The pro debut of Brian Sabalo. A lot of people are looking forward to see him in the pros.
Sergey
Sergey
Bohachuk,
Bohachuk, trained by Abel Sanchez.
a skinny welterweight with phenomenal strength.
He's one of those...
and a smart, aggressive style, not unlike Jose Ramirez.
That's right.
But I think he's got more power than Ramirez.
With Abel Sanchez, he's always works on the power up there. I don't know what's in the water or in the air.
But the
Big
kid
Bear,
has it
but,
naturally.
he can fight.
Yeah, he looks like this skinny guy,
They
but
call
he's
him El
very
Flaco.
strong.
He's like 6'2", welterweight,
Yeah.
and he's got a lot of power. Maybe not 6'2", maybe 6'1".
Yeah,
he's
tall. Tall and
Definitely
rangy,
tall.
but
So
there's a lot of
that's
strength and power.
March 27th, Tuesday night. We're bringing back Tuesday night fights at the Velasco Theater. Mario Lopez just texted me. He's going to be there. Mario Lopez is a special
The
guest
Avalon
for
Theater.
the Avalon Theater.
When will the Canelo Triple G undercard be announced?
That's
a great question.
That's what I mentioned with. I'm in talks with Eric Gomez, so we're looking at maybe this week or the following week. But we'll definitely have some announcements on that. Chocolatito might be on the show. Cecilia Brækhus might be on the show, and then I know Golden Boy has some great fighters on their side that they're looking at putting on.
Yeah, look out for that call from Thomas Gervasi. He's our women's boxing expert.
Okay. Oh, for the
Yeah,
the
we were
article?
talking last night. As a matter of fact, he was like, "What do you want for the next mag?" And he threw out some names, and I pitched Cecilia.
Cecilia, yeah.
Yeah.
Not only is she the
She's a great interview.
only undisputed one, but
Which
one
I'm
of
sure
the
he
best-looking
knows.
boxers in boxing.
Yeah, and
so.
she's cool.
And
She's got a great
speaks
personality.
4 languages. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's very
She
cool.
was enjoying herself in
Very
Vegas
cool.
in
Yeah?
December.
No, she had a great time when we were up there for the Salido fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
media
she
loved
knows
her.
I think she knows how to party.
I think she stole the show. She stole the show. Up
No,
there
I'm
with the
serious.
media.
Like,
good.
yeah,
I
I
like
mean
that.
it. Like she really does. Like I'm like, wow, okay.
She's very, very talented. So, getting back to what we were
Super
talking
sharp.
about,
Yeah.
the Triple G schedule. Yeah, so he's going to throw out the first pitch. All your Dodgers fans, team that went to the World Series last year, April 1st at Dodger Stadium against the rival San Francisco Giants, opening weekend. And then he's going to be at the HBO premiere of Andre the Giant,
Right.
March 29th, 2 days after our Avalon show.
Right.
That's going to be in Hollywood. That's Andre the Giant premiere. He's
I
going to
might
be
go to
there.
that,
And then he's actually going to be, this is a brand new one for you guys. April 7th, Santa Anita Derby. He's going to actually present the winner with the trophy on NBC.
Okay.
Live on
Hold
NBC.
Okay.
Really?
So you already had sort of an informal media day.
That's right.
With Triple G. That was probably like March 7th or so.
That was on, it was a Tuesday or a
It was a
Wednesday.
Thursday, wasn't it?
I think it was a Wednesday.
Oh, it was a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to have another media day with Triple
Hey,
G.
the media loves Triple G.
He's
so
throwing
they-
out the first pitch at a Dodger game.
Yeah.
He's presenting this trophy
Yeah.
at a derby.
At a horse racing derby.
He's going to
Live
be
on NBC. Did I
live on
mention
NBC.
that? Yeah.
No, I mean, no, you're doing the right thing. I'm just saying, and he's going to be at the premiere of Andre the Giant.
That's right.
So that's a lot of publicity.
And he's shooting a Jordan commercial.
And he's shooting. Okay.
The same day-
Meanwhile, Team
same
Triple
day
G.
as,
Team Canelo. They're mum. They're locked up. So
they
you guys
have-
are basically
they have
carrying
other
this promotion.
concerns. They have other concerns in their training camp right now.
I
so.
know that.
I have a
understand
controversial question.
A
I'm
controversial
guessing.
question.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you
Doug,
going-
Doug likes controversy.
that. I love
Okay.
So do
controversy.
you think Canelo's seen a shrink to get over this stuff?
I don't know. I think he's a mentally strong dude.
Doug's one of the
I
few
definitely
guys
think.
on Twitter that will actually engage fans and stand up for, for the things that some nonsense that fans put out there.
Here's
Tried
the
to.
question. Are you going to call for an inquiry into Canelo's failed tests?
Well, the Nevada Commission's already doing an inquiry. They've assured, both sides that they're going to do a thorough investigation. It sounds like they're going to call Canelo up there. He's got to explain, how that got into his system. But we're leaving that into the Commission's hands. They're the ruling body on it. But I'm sure I know they've done 3 tests since then, and I know Canelo and the Golden Boy side are cooperating with everything. It just something like that is a serious situation, but we're confident that the Nevada Commission will do their due diligence into looking.
And I
into
can
that.
give you the results right now.
What's it?
I mean, I know. For
You
sure.
predicted that the May 5 was going to happen
Yeah.
before it was signed.
Right. And I give you the predict, and for
What's the
sure,
results?
it's no problem. It was a meet, and Bennett's in charge, and this is going through. This is the greatest thing that could happen to this promotion. It is so incredible. It's
What do they say?
bringing
Controversy sells? Is that what they say?
Hey, this is free. You couldn't pay for this. You couldn't do it. You couldn't spend enough money. I mean, the amount of publicity from this is great, and I think it's really. I like it. The whole thing's good.
Well, it's going to be if everything goes the right way, which we anticipate it should go the right way. Then May 5 will be a huge weekend in Las Vegas.
Do they
Cinco
have
de
a-
From what I
Mayo-
understand,
Cinco de Mayo
Canelo
weekend.
his team will make public announcements after the
After the,
investigation.
that's my
whatever
understanding
whatever the
also.
commission rules,
Yeah.
then they'll
They
start
can
talking to
address-
media again. Yeah.
So do they have
but,
a line?
but let me tell you something. Canelo's not going to be doing all of the promotional stuff that Triple G is scheduled to do. Do you think that takes away from
Saying
Triple
Triple G's
G's
carrying
camp?
the promotion? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
he's
saying?
absolutely carrying the promotion. I mean,
just checking.
yeah, I mean, one guy is basically in hiding.
He's the champion, right?
Yes.
Walking in the ring, and he's even the ring pound for pound champion.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we need to make a
But
day. to
but
make this
ideally,
official
when you
presentation.
have a super fight, both sides are out there, working the media and doing stuff. But
Doug,
Canelo's got a situation.
Sorry, this one's for you.
Yes.
Is Saul Ramirez ever fighting again? TMT ruined him.
Oh, Saul Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, sorry.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
floated away with a second.
Yeah, he's going to be coming back. And yeah, his move, he lost something in that transition from Top Rank to Mayweather Promotions. I still think he's a talented young junior lightweight. And
Did he switch trainers, or what was
he had some personal issues.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there was a long stretch of inactivity while he was waiting out his Top Rank contract to go
gotcha.
over to Mayweather. He's still a dangerous guy, and I'd love to see him mix and match with some of these other young 130-pounders like Ryan Garcia with Golden Boy. There's another Golden Boy junior lightweight prospect named Lamont Roach Jr. I'd love to see these fights. I'd love to see these guys mix in with Andy Vences from Top Rank as well.
Right.
And the guy that Andy Vences had a draw with, what's
Yeah.
his name? De Leon.
Eric De
Yeah,
Leon.
Eric De Leon. There's a lot of really good young 130-pounders.
De Leon was originally spotted by the great Emmanuel Stewart.
Yes,
Remember when
that's
Emmanuel
true.
was training Vladimir Klitschko in camp, and he had Eric there. He was raving. I think he was like 17 years old back then. And he was like, "Yeah, this guy's a tremendous fighter." So,
right, and Manny would do
that.
that.
Was a good
when
fight.
he saw a young
Fences and
talent,
De
he
Leon.
would take them around with him and just get
And
them
I
exposure.
just saw on social media that WBC is going to order Ramirez to fight Prograis.
Yes,
in
because
the next fight.
Prograis won the interim WBC
interim
title when he
and-
took out Ndongo.
That's right.
But I think they're
So
going
that
to
was
have
a vacant
interim
title last
rounds.
night, right?
Yeah,
It was a
last
vacant
night was
title,
for the
so
vacant
if you
WBC
fight
title.
for a vacant title, then normally you have to do your mandatory right away.
Right. I think they're going to work something out, though, so that Ramirez can have sort of a soft voluntary defense in the Fresno area where he would probably do like 15,000.
Are you going to that fight? Someone wants to know?
Which fight?
The one in Fresno?
I would like to see that, yeah. I've never seen Ramirez fight in his home region, and even before he won the title, he was a bona fide attraction. He was doing 10 to 13,000.
Are you going to the Avalon Theater on March 27th? Tuesday night?
Absolutely.
Where can fans get tickets? 360promotions.us is
I would
interactive
definitely be
seat
there.
map. It's a nice, intimate setting there. It's only going to be about 700 people there, but it's going to be a great night of fights, and it's going to turn into a club show. A literal club. It's a Avalon Theater, and then after the boxing, we're going to have the fighters interacting with the fans.
Yeah.
We're going to have the announcers interacting with the fans. Steve Kim's supposed to be there. All the favorites going to be there. Media is going to come
Watch
down.
out for those drunk tweets.
Is Triple G going to be there?
He won't be there, but his trainer will be there. Yeah, he's still, up there in Big Bear. But Abel Sanchez,
Almost as big a celebrity.
Abel Sanchez is training Sergey Bovichuk and Ryan Martin for this fight.
So he's working those corners.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's
working those
great.
corners. So the great Abel Sanchez will be there. He'll be signing autographs, and like you said, he's almost as big a celebrity as Triple G.
Well, he may have the title for best interview in boxing.
That and
He doesn't hold back.
with the win with Murat Gassiev. Now he's hugely popular in Russia.
Oh,
Not
in
only
Russia,
Kazakhstan, now in Russia, in Mexico. I mean, he's
Just
everywhere
like Freddie
we go.
Roach in the Philippines, Abel
Everywhere
Sanchez in Central Asia and Eastern Europe.
Everywhere we go, we need security for Abel Sanchez for all
That's-
the autograph, seekers.
That's
and
what I love
photos.
about boxing.
Do you think Freddie is? Go ahead.
Oh, is
Ed.
Volkan changing any of his changing routine for the next fight?
Golovkin, he's got new track shoes from Jordan, so he can track
like that
down
pronunciation.
Canelo. Just say Triple G, that's easy. Triple G. So, no, Jordan seriously is making new soles, so he'll be faster in the ring, so he can try to track down Canelo for the next fight.
And are you going to sign any PBC fighters?
Well, we just signed Brian Saballo, so it's my philosophy has always been work with a very small, limited group of fighters, and with everything that Triple G and all the guys, it's a lot of energy that goes into these fights and promoting their career the right way. So, I haven't really looked at any other fighters besides Brian Saballo as of right now.
Is Ryan Martin?
Ryan Martin's on the Avalon Theater.
I know.
Show.
So is he your fighter now?
He's on that show, but we've definitely been supporting Ryan. He fought last year. Ryan Martin fought at the Madison Square Garden on the Triple G Jacobs pay-per-view and at the T-Mobile Arena.
Yep.
At the Canelo Triple G fight.
And that was a growing up fight for him against
he
Rojo.
fought at Rojo against
That was a
Mexico.
gut check.
That was a gut check. Yeah, you don't put him in easy. I mean, if you're fighting on those shows, you can't be an easy fight. So Ryan's had some great exposure. He's fought in the biggest shows, the biggest arenas. So we're looking for him to look for fighting for a title this year.
Shout out to his co-manager, Timmy Van Nieuwhouse.
Yeah,
Great
Tim's
guy.
out there hustling. Yeah,
Yes,
And
he
Ryan's
is.
a smart,
and Tim
nice
manages
guy.
also Brian
Saballo. Yeah.
He's a good guy, Ryan.
So how involved has Team GGG, Triple G, been in selection of judges for the May 5th fight?
That we haven't had the discussions with the Nevada Commission yet as far as who they're going to select, but there were some controversy over the hand wraps that Canelo used. So the language is a little bit unclear. We had a meeting with the commission, and so their interpretation is they can use different layers or apply it however they want to, but it's not legal, and California doesn't allow it. Nevada doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
And
It's not-
in the
it's
UK,
not legal in a lot of
the British board doesn't allow it. So when Abel said they're illegal hand wraps, is a little bit wasn't 100% true because they are legal in Nevada the way they apply it. But all the other places that Triple G has fought, you know, whether it's at the Garden, whether it's at
Right.
the Forum, whether it's at the sold-out O2 Arena.
Yeah.
How many arenas did he sell out in a row now? I think eight in a row with T-Mobile.
Yeah, major, the
And
Forum.
so they are
and
illegal
Madison
in
Square Garden,
in
O2
those
Arena.
other jurisdictions, just not in Nevada. So we need to correct that when they
Make
said
it
they were
clear.
illegal.
Make it clear to fans, because a lot of them don't understand this or know this. The commission selects the officials.
That's correct.
And then the promoters can protest
If
certain
there's-
officials if
there's
they
an
have a good
official-
enough
right.
beef.
If
Yeah.
there's an official for a boxing reason, if there's an official for whatever reason, not every
Yeah.
promoter gets along with every official, and
Right.
vice versa. And there's long histories with officials. So if there is a particular official that either Golden Bull Warrior or the Triple G side doesn't approve, then they can make the request to have them changed. They don't always.
It's a request. Yeah, the
don't always
commission doesn't
to
always
it.
listen. Right.
I know Top Rank wanted to have Adelaide Bird changed a couple times.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
That's
so.
true.
Can Triple G use the same hand wrapping as Canelo?
Yes, you can use the same hand. So they're not. So again, just to clarify, it's not like there's some special wrap for Canelo that no one else is allowed to use. I think that might have been misunderstood. So if Abel wanted to, he could wrap the same way. It's just his philosophy is why would he wrap somewhere else, somewhere differently for one jurisdiction, then he's not able to wrap anywhere else that the Triple G fights. So that's why he doesn't. He's not going to change his wrapping style.
Yafai versus Chocolatito.
Chocolatito is a great fight. Yeah, that would be a great fight. We tried to have Yafai on our Superfly 2 show. That's wildly popular, right, at the Forum?
Yes. Oh my
Superfly
gosh.
2.
That's the best live show I've been to so far
It was
this
a
year.
it was a great live show. We had really good HBO ratings. And Mexico, it was on 2 television networks in Mexico. It was on 3
In the
the
Philippines.
Philippines. It
was on at least one in Argentina.
Two
in Argentina.
Yeah, so it was very popular.
And if you were a hardcore fight fan in the
That
UK,
was
you
the-
tuned in to
Ring
ringtv.com.
TV, right? We
Thanks
were able
to
to
Mr. Loeffler
we
and,
were able to do that deal at the last minute on fight day. We
and
were
HBO.
able to do that. Yeah.
HBO was a
Well,
part of
HBO
that.
tried to sell it to Sky, and they for whatever reason couldn't work it out. But then we were able to do the deal with Ring TV. So we definitely HBO had the rights for the UK.
Yeah.
So we appreciate them
Yeah.
letting us work out
Thank
the deal
you,
with Ring
Peter
TV.
Nelson.
And all the UK fans got to see it for free on ringtv.com.
Isn't that cool?
Do
What's
you know
next?
how the ratings were in the UK?
They were good. There were strong ratings. I mean, it was 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, but there were some great fights, and that was from top to bottom. That was probably the best show that I've ever seen. Right?
I mean, listen, when you
Yeah.
have a world title fight that doesn't even make the television,
television,
you had
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Valoria Dalakian,
Yeah.
and now Dalakian's a player at flyweight.
Dalakian is a WBA
And
flyweight
another future
champion,
opponent
yeah.
out there for Chocolatito is Donnie Nietes.
That's right.
Who,
Donnie looked very good.
He was impressive, wasn't he?
very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
want
a
more
good
of Donnie
matchup.
Nietes.
I haven't thought about that one, but that's a good matchup because
But that's what people are talking about.
so
that.
many different versions in the in that.
Well, here's why.
that
It's
division.
because Nietes is 35.
Right.
So he's a long timer, just like Chocolatito,
Right.
and just like Chocolatito, he started at strawweight, won a title there,
That's right.
and
He
then
moved up quite a
he
bit,
got a
yeah.
title at junior flyweight, and now he's at flyweight. And he wants to be like Chocolatito and get a title at 155
Right.
pounds.
Right.
How
So
about the
that-
kid from Puerto Rico?
And
Oh, yeah.
Arroyo had a
Oh, yeah.
tremendous showing, against
He's always been
Cuadras.
good.
He was great.
He's never
Yeah.
been bad.
He's
Arroyo's
never been bad. You know, people overlooked him when he lost to Chocolatito. He lost by a wide score, but every round was very close, very competitive. So even though Chocolatito won all the rounds, it was always very competitive. And that's when
And he had a shoe malfunction.
and it's the soul of his shoe.
He
came
dealt
off.
with
Yeah,
that and
that's right. I forgot
Chocolatito's
about
pressure
that.
and volume punches.
Yeah,
So
I forgot about that.
people don't. I mean, that Arroyo, McWilliams Arroyo, was a world amateur champion,
Yeah.
just like Gennady
He
Golovkin.
was on the Olympic team for Puerto
He
Rico.
was the captain of the team.
Right.
He held the flag at the Olympics.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the guy can fight.
Yeah. So that was a big win for Arroyo. He might be. What do you think about this statement? He might be the best boxer right now from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you can make that argument.
Current
Sure,
boxer,
you can
right?
make that argument.
Verdejo just lost yesterday.
Yeah. You know, I was never high on Verdejo. I didn't
I
understand.
have a great question. How many times can Doug skip the rope in 1 minute?
Oh, okay. I don't know. Let's see if I can actually do a full
And let me throw another question at you. What's next for Estrada?
For Estrada.
Yeah.
Estrada, look, he had a great showing against
Sure did.
Sorungasai.
I don't think he lost any stature.
Sistriket's got to be in the top 10 pound for pound
He is.
right now. After having the 2 fights with Chocolatito, having Estrada, it's got to be in the top 10 pound for pound. But we'd love to do a rematch if there's a way to work it out with both sides. I mean, that was a fight that lived up to expectations, exceeded it really.
How about that 12th round?
12th round.
Oh, man.
That's got to be round of the year so far.
Crown them both.
We've lost count here.
Oh yeah,
but he's doing great.
But
right?
am I doing it? Have I been doing it for a minute?
The people at home are supposed to be counting.
No, you're supposed to be skipping rope along with me. Come on, people.
Hey, you know,
Yeah,
Tom tells me
good
that
pace.
he skips rope better than you do.
He does. Way better.
Tom is really good.
I don't skip rope well. I just do it. It's good exercise, everybody.
Good job. You're
Thank
getting
you.
congratulated. Oh, and can Ramirez stand up to Prograis' power?
That's a great matchup. That's a very,
I think his whiskers are solid, though, because Imam can crack. Prograis, though,
Nice. That was great.
Prograis,
50 seconds.
he doesn't have the height and the reach. So you would think he can't get the leverage on his punches that Imam can. But I like his form. Prograis, to me, he fights like an old timer, but he gets a lot of leverage on his shots. He's a shorter guy with shorter arms than Ramirez.
That's going to be a great matchup.
But Ramirez is aggressive, and Prograis likes to fight. He likes to be on the inside. So I think their styles match very well. They're both going to be there for each other.
How about Ramirez and Mikey Garcia?
Ramirez and Mikey Garcia, that would be a good fight.
Who do you like in that fight?
I think
like
Ramirez
Mikey
can outwork Mikey, but I think Mikey would win a decision because Mikey actually can fight backing up really effectively. And I thought he won 8 rounds against Lipinets, who looked really, really good.
Really good, yeah.
That version of Lipinets can beat a lot of good young 140 pounders, but I would favor Mikey Garcia just on his experience, not just his skill level and his talent level, but his experience. We have to remember Garcia has 38 professional fights under his belt.
I think he's the
that's hard to
strongest.
beat.
Yeah, I think
He is.
At that division, he's the strongest.
Ring Magazine rates
some great
Mikey
talent
Garcia
there.
#1 at lightweight and #1 at junior welterweight.
How about Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr.?
That's a fight that they could make any time. They were trying to make that fight when Mikey passed on Jorge Linares, but he went with Lipinets.
And Cotto.
And
He passed on Cotto too, yeah.
will he
But
be?
it was all Golden Boy's fault, though. Because they
Lemon-
were offering him even easier fights for lots of money. And that's just crazy.
Sorry. Will Lomachenko demolish Garcia?
Would Lomachenko demolish Garcia?
Mikey Garcia?
No, that's
no
a danger.
way.
That's probably the most dangerous fight out there for Lomachenko.
Yeah. Yep.
Way to go, Josephine.
Josephine.
Oh, she stopped. Yeah, she was running.
We'll do a quick little shout out to Josephine.
I know.
Oh.
We haven't even.
Well, whatever. I'll just miss telling you then. My dad has been texting while driving.
Oh, that's not
Oh, he hasn't been texting while driving. He's been tweeting while driving.
I do not tweet
Yes,
while
he
I
does.
drive.
I help him share the road.
Verbal dictation.
He admits it,
told me
but
she was gonna
when,
snitch
but
on
when
me
we were around my mom, he was like, "No, I don't do it. I usually give you my phone," and I'm like,
I
"Exactly,
don't
so you
even
can stay
have
off
my
the
phone.
road." But that's a lie.
The
He
fans
really
are
is
outraged.
tweeting.
Outraged.
All your favorite tweets were Debbie while
Listen.
driving.
We're going to have the Nevada State Athletic Commission
We're doing an investigation.
conduct an investigation.
Yeah, we're gonna
And I
check.
promise you, I will be absolved. And I will make a statement
eat any-
after the
Did you
investigation.
eat beef in Mexico?
Lots.
Of beef.
That's
Okay.
all I do in Mexico is eat meat. Come on.
So Vladimir Klitschko is coming out with a new book this year. He'll be here in LA, I think, as part of his book tour. So gotta give out a shot to Vladimir Klitschko, one of the most dominant heavyweight champions in history.
His brother's going into the Hall of Fame.
Vitaly's
this
going to the
year,
Hall of Fame in June.
And he will be
That's
in
right.
like 4.5 years from now.
Yeah, that's right.
No
So-
doubt about that. Where's he going to go? Is he
The
doing
book
any
tour.
public thing?
I think so.
Like, is he gonna be at
hasn't been
Barnes and
planned.
Noble or something?
Yeah, it hasn't been planned yet, but I think in LA, New York, and
cool.
so it'll be all the fight fans watch out for Vladimir's book.
I
coming
saw
out.
Muhammad Ali did a book signing in Hollywood at
That's right.
Soup something?
Book Soup.
Book Soup.
Yeah, I was out there. Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
On Sunset,
yeah.
Muhammad.
When was that? Which book? Was it Hauser's book, or was it the one that's like
don't
yellow?
remember.
That's
I don't
like
know.
his
Muhammad did an appearance. I did a lot. That's how I got into boxing.
That's
was
true.
because of Harlan Werner,
Yeah.
who was representing Muhammad, and that's how I got into boxing. And it was, I was had the honor to meet Muhammad a number of times. I was in his house in Phoenix a couple of times with Lonnie and Muhammad, and even he was on Al Capone's old hideout in he was out there in Chicago.
Yeah. He used to have a house in Chicago.
Yeah. And that was a great experience. Anytime you could interact with.
So you guys were kind of like his agents in terms of personal appearances or merchandise.
Like appearances,
that kind of stuff?
a lot of autograph
Yeah.
signings. When remember the Will Smith movie with Ali, when that came out, I arranged the premiere in Germany where Muhammad flew over. He was there for 3 days.
Oh,
that was a very emotional event. That was the people in Germany were crying when they saw him. And they're like, "You were my hero." I'd stayed up till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning watching. See, this was
It's
a
an amazing
generation.
effect he had on people. Yeah.
They were watching it with their fathers, and so it like brought back all these memories of watching Ali with their father, and they were maybe like 8 or 10 years old, and that was really emotional. And Muhammad, it was one of those emotional things where you got home. There was like a long day. We did a lot of appearances, and he got back to the hotel. It was late. It was maybe like 8 o'clock at night. With the jet lag and everything like that. And everyone, wanted to go up to the room. Lonnie was tired, and she's like, "Muhammad, you got to come up to the room." And he's like, no, he refused. He stood there and signed for all those young fighters. Take a lesson from Muhammad Ali. Muhammad stood there for like an hour signing autographs, jet lag, and it just as a respect out to his fans.
Yeah,
Everybody is asking, what do you make of Yella Yusinov? Am I saying that right? Yella Yusinov?
Usanov?
Am I saying it right, you guys? Yella Yusinov? Here, I'm going to show
Yella
you
Yusinov?
this guy.
Oh, I don't know.
You know
That's
him?
a Doug Fisher question.
Okay.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, you guys
It was like
post it again so I can show Dougie.
YELL something yelling us. I don't know.
Kazakh.
Kazakh.
No. Kazakh champion. Oh, is this the guy who just got signed by Eddie Hearn?
Oh, maybe the guy.
I don't know. He's an amateur star. He's
There, that's
Daniyar?
No, this one.
Yelling us.
Yulinasiyar.
That might have been the guy that Eddie signed.
Daniyar. Yeah, that's probably the guy. Olympic champ Daniyar.
This was the one everyone was asking about. Yella
Yes.
Yusinov.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't turned pro yet.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, but I mean,
I heard from that he's a good boxer. There's a question mark how he'll be in the pros because more of a boxing style.
and
than
did
a
he
professional
spend a
style.
long time in the amateurs? Did he turn
That
a
I
pro
don't
at
know,
like
but
25?
He was an outstanding amateur. So,
Yeah.
any of those guys could either go, either way. So
I'm gonna assume he's good. Most of the guys from Kazakhstan that I've
Eddie,
covered in
Eddie
boxing,
flew over to Kazakhstan to sign
Hey,
him.
they
so-
can't all be Triple G, but
Can't
most
all
of them are
be Triple G.
badasses. I mean,
So many-
Pro with Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie Hearn.
Vasily
so many
Girov?
people say,
Yeah.
tell me, I got the next Triple G. I'm like, there's only one Triple G.
I bet he can fight.
And now the Kazakh fighters are actually in vogue because when I brought Triple G to HBO and to Showtime, and I said, here's an undefeated middleweight champion
He's
from
Kazakh?
Kazakhstan. He won the gold medal, the silver medal in the 2004 Olympics, and they were both, like, everyone was like looking at
They're thinking Borat.
blank stares, like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with him?
A negative stereotype.
And we proved what we could do with Triple G. Luckily Peter Nelson at HBO had the foresight of putting him on. Actually,
I put in a good word.
we backed
So
Triple
talk
G.
to Peter. I was pushing Triple G in late 2011 and throughout 2012 because I knew at the start of 2012 he'd signed with you, so he had an American promoter. So there was no laws or nothing legal keeping him from fighting on HBO or in the United States. But I called him. I told Peter Nelson. I said because he was asking a bunch of guys like who's out there, who's the upcoming talent. And I said Gennady Golovkin. And he said, who's Gennady Golovkin? And I told him he's the boogeyman.
That's right, the boogeyman.
160-pound division.
Jordan wants to make a boogeyman shirt with 3 G's.
Really?
Boogeyman, yeah.
Really? That's not a bad idea.
Even then, we even got lucky. We backed into it because Kerry Davis had promised us the spot on that show. And then it went to Pirog versus Daniel Giel.
Yeah.
Was gonna get that slot as a unification fight.
That was a Gary Shaw show.
Yeah, that was a unification fight.
Remember him?
And then Giel pulled out of that, went to fight Sturm.
Right.
who was avoiding Gennady Triple G for the life he was avoiding him, and so that's the only way we got the shot is because Gennady agreed to fight Pirog on the HBO show.
And then Pirog fools out.
Pirog got injured, and then he fought the European champion Proxima, and that's how the start on HBO.
Pirog was never seen or heard from again in a boxing ring.
That's right. He never came back. No, I guess he had a
back problems.
Will he fight Billy Joe after Canelo?
That's a good question. We're going to focus on the Canelo fight first, Cinco de Mayo. If he can win that fight, then I think a lot of doors open for him. Just as to who he's going to fight. That's the biggest fight right now in the sport of boxing. And if Triple G can win against Canelo, for a second time? Is that what you said, Doug?
I thought he won the first fight.
I thought he won the first
him in the
fight.
second
I
fight.
thought he won the first fight too.
What are the odds for the second fight?
JP would be the odds expert, but I don't know. I think Triple G is still the favorite. For the betting expert, they're still.
Before
The odds were pretty close going into the first fight, were they not?
They were pretty close. I think it was like 8 to 1.
Yeah, a little less than 2 to 1.
This one is 9-5 before all this happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the odds are going to go up or down.
Yeah, how do they change in light of the clenbuterol scandal? Yeah.
Hey, if you're watching JP, let us know.
Let us know what the odds are.
JP's not going to make it
give
today.
a shout out to my man Sal Federico at MSG. He was when I first told him that we signed when we signed
Sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
Camera's shaking because I'm shivering.
Sal at MSG was he knew who he was right away, and he's like, this would be great because we had a lot of success with the Klitschko's at Madison Square Garden. So he's like, this is great. Put him in the theater, and went on from there. And what we were just talking about earlier today, that Top Rank and Bob Arum was smart about having Mick Conlon as the
absolutely.
As the last
I was seeing a lot of criticism for ESPN. Right. They were aiming at ESPN.
Mick Conlon was the
Why
one
would you have Mick Conlon as the main event? And no, Mick Conlon was really a walkout bout where nobody walked out.
Right.
Now, had Arum put Conlon before the real main event,
those,
the main event would have become a walkout bout, and that wouldn't have been fair to Ramirez or Imam.
Just like when Triple G fought on the show.
When he fought
Top Rank insisted.
When he fought Rosado.
Right.
Rosado. in the theater.
And Top Rank actually contradicted themselves in that because Triple G was the one that sold all the tickets to that fight. And they had Mikey Garcia, who Mikey's a tremendous fighter, but not
fighting
not
Orlando
selling
Salido
in New York.
Yeah. By the way, Garcia Salido, big fight at StubHub Center.
Yeah,
but at the theater in Madison Square Garden, Triple G was the draw.
Was from Philadelphia. Yeah. And Triple G had all of his fans there, and what happened?
So Garcia Salido became a walkout bout.
All the Triple G fans left.
Yeah, so you got to be smart about how you arrange these cards.
Okay, I have 2 more questions, and then I think it's time for
then we got the birthdays, and then we got
Here are the 2 questions. Okay. Joshua versus Parker. Am I remembering that right?
Joseph Parker. Yeah, that's a great fight. Good fight. I got to go with AJ on that one. After that trial by fire when he survived that Vladimir Klitschko knockdown. I don't think anyone can beat him in the heavyweight division right now. Wilder is making a big case for it, but I don't think he's on that level.
Want my jacket? Yeah. Or are your legs cold?
No, I'm okay.
You're shaking.
No, the periscope
we're wrapping
is
up.
going.
It's okay. The other question. Oh, thanks. The other question is, if Canelo wins, and I think this is for you, Tom, will that win be tainted?
I think so. I think that's what happens once as an athlete, once your name is attached to a performance enhancing drug, whether you're absolved or not, whether it's proven to be accidental or not, that taints your entire career. There you go. Tom does it
on the jump rope.
Look at that. Yeah. Crossovers.
That's what people want.
Almost.
That's
I'll
good,
get it for you, Dave.
That was real good.
Oh, there you go. Very good.
Yeah, I'll get my workout in a little bit.
Yeah.
Are we going to do birthdays or what's the
Yeah.
next?
Okay, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to cut this a little short today, or not as long, let's say. So we got about 7 more minutes. So I'll give you some birthdays, okay? Antonio Margarito.
Another hand wrapping controversy, right?
Right. And Doug
that follows him for the rest of his life. I mean, he didn't have much of a pro career after the Shane Mosley fight. He only had a couple fights or whatever.
That's right. That was a sold-out.
But in one respect, the controversy made him a villain and made him a good pay-per-view B-side.
Ascend of the Sun. So
yeah.
And Dougie and I went to one of his first fights in Culver City.
1996.
Culver City?
It was a loss. It was a loss to Rodney Jones.
At the Memorial Auditorium. And he fought
Rodney Jones.
Rodney Jones, and he lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we were there. And
yeah. Okay, so that's a good. That'll give us an indication of how old he is, because he was actually still a teenager.
So now you're helping
during that fight. Yeah. So that was 1996. So I was 26. Yeah, I think he was 19.
96. Who was the heavyweight champion in 96 for the Olympic champion?
The Olympic champion. Oh, the 201-pound weight class was Vladimir Klitschko.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
And who lit the torch for
Muhammad Ali?
That's right.
That's right. That was the Atlanta Games.
That's right, in Atlanta.
What a moment that was.
That was a great moment.
Oh my God.
Who lit the torch for the '84
Was it Rayford Johnson?
Here in L.A. '84.
Was it Rayford Johnson?
I was thinking it was OJ, but OJ ran up the.
I think it was Rayford.
Yeah, he was one of the last guys. OJ.
I think it was Rayford Johnson.
Yeah, Rayford Johnson. Yeah. Who was out at UCLA track every morning. Now.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. And I think it was Janet Evans and Evander Holyfield that were running the torch to Muhammad Ali in the '96 games.
It wasn't the '84 Olympic American boxing team. That was incredible.
That was great.
Yeah,
I have
unbelievable.
I have an Olympic torch story. In 2004, right after Vitaly won the heavyweight championship here for the 2004 Olympics, it was he ran at Dodger Stadium with Tom Cruise handed off the torch to him, and then Vitaly handed off the torch. And that was a great style. It was a trip.
Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah. Okay, so how old is Margarito?
Dodger Stadium.
I'm gonna say Margarito is. So I'll be 48 this year. I'm gonna say Margarito is 42.
42?
No, actually, you know what? I'm gonna say he's 40. I'm gonna say he's 43. 42, 43.
Okay. Well, you're giving Tom
Let's
an edge
see.
here.
He fought Shane. I'm gonna have to do my deduction also. And I managed Shane for a while.
Oh yeah, the Mosley fight was January 2009.
Yes,
and Brian Hardy picked that fight exactly by knockout. I never gave Shane one chance in a million in that fight.
Yeah, I was thinking Shane was past it, but I was covering Margarito's camps, and he looked horrible in his camps.
So you're going 43? Are you 43?
Yeah, I'll go 43.
I'll go 42.
I had it right the first time.
No, you didn't. 40.
He's 40. Oh, wow, gosh.
And my prediction.
So wait. If he's 40 now, God, how old was he in 1996?
Probably 18.
He was young.
God, he was. I mean, he must have just been legal in the U.S. because you got to be 18 years old to fight in California.
Right.
Yeah. Without special exemptions.
That's why I thought he was younger, because Shane isn't that old, and that's why I figured he was.
Yeah.
I predicted that when Margarito loses, his wife's going to leave him. She left him right after that fight.
Another prediction, Dave.
Yeah, that was a great one. I couldn't find a line on
most prize.
You couldn't get a betting line. She was gone when he didn't have the title anymore.
He was in over his head with her. I can see it.
What else
Okay, the next one is Joe Calzaghe.
Calzaghe, one of my favorite UK fighters.
Oh yeah,
he was dominant. He was.
He gets a lot of hate on social media.
I
always get people giving me like these mythical matchups, Calzaghe versus whoever. 9 out of 10 times I go with Calzaghe because his style is awesome.
Of the boxing style,
but that was a hard style to beat, right?
No, boxing.
He was a good guy out of the ring.
But his style, I liked his style, especially when he beat he beat Roy Jones, right?
He beat Roy Jones. Yeah, he beat
Lacey.
Yeah, Lacey.
And he had some
Nickel
big
Kessler.
wins. Yeah.
Well, he won all the major titles.
Calzaghe was. I got a lot of respect for Joe Calzaghe. How old is he?
Okay, I'm going to let Doug pick first. We're giving Tom the edge here.
Okay. I'm going to say he's over 40. I'm going to say, I'm going to go back to 43.
I'm going to stick with 42.
46.
Oh, 46. Oh, Joe.
Joe's up there.
You had your chance.
Okay.
All right. So that's it. Okay, so I'm going to have a couple questions for Dougie. Okay, and also Tom. Okay, so Dougie's rope jumping is very strong today.
Very strong, yeah.
Very
No crossovers,
strong.
no double skips.
It's okay.
I'm like Miguel Cotto.
Okay, this fight was March 15th, 1963. Famous guy. It was his last fight. Was in Phoenix. He won by KO in 3.
Whoa, wait.
He was light heavyweight. Also fought heavyweight.
63, his last fight, 1963.
1963 in Phoenix. Okay,
Started out at light heavyweight.
Okay, I'll give you his record.
Okay.
It's gonna give it away.
Yeah, totally. Don't give the record.
Okay, I can't give the record. Anyway, this.
But he fought at light heavyweight
and heavyweight, but he was mainly a light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Went up to heavyweight.
And he was a guy who was a standout in the 40s and 50s.
He fought everywhere.
Yeah, Archie Moore.
Archie Moore,
Nice.
was that the Mongoose?
Mongoose.
The Mongoose, right?
And who did he fight? In his last
DiBiase.
fight?
Mike
you
DiBiase?
got it.
Who I think might have been related to Ted DiBiase, who became the $1 Million Man of WWF fame.
Yeah.
Seriously, I think so. I think they're related.
That was good.
I don't know if that guy I don't know if the DiBiase that Moore knocked out was Ted DiBiase's father, but I think
So I
there's a relation.
saw Moore fight once. Moore in 4.
So
Yeah.
Cassius Clay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was that the
You saw
Olympic
that?
or was that was
You see it
Sports
live?
Arena, right?
Saw it live at the Olympic Auditorium?
Sports Arena.
Oh, it's Sports Arena. Wow, look at that, Dave.
Yeah.
A lot of history. And you went to the Avalon Theater one time, right? what did you see there?
And I'm going again.
On March 27th.
Well, let me ask you
yeah.
this: how was the parking there?
The parking's great, right next door. Don't forget, the doors open at 5 o'clock. We're going to have a happy hour from 5 to 6.
Yeah.
First fight's going to be about 6:15, something like that. But there's going to be a lot of great local guys. And like I said, headlined by Ryan Martin. So, yeah.
And what if I want to eat something other than a nacho?
They have food. They have drinks. It's sponsored by Tecate. Shivas is going to have all their products there. So
Coach, what's
it's
wrong
going to be a
with
fun.
nachos?
It's going to be a fun show.
I know you like nachos, especially with the jalapenos all cut,
Yeah.
cut up in there.
They're gonna have good food there.
Yeah.
And when's the last time
Ground
Coach,
beef.
When's the last time you were at a show where the boxers actually mingled with the fans after their fights?
I like it. It used
That'd
at
be
the
fun.
sports arena. They used to come out of the dressing room there and talk.
Oh yeah.
And I remember we were there watching some fight, and then there's some guy over here, some heavyweight guy. Everyone's just no one's noticed.
Hey, Larry.
Standing there.
Larry's on
And,
there.
and it was Ken Norton.
Ken
And
Norton.
It was just before his fight with Ali. No one even knew who he was. He was standing there alone, and then 2 months later.
He's the man who broke Ali's jaw.
Yeah.
Larry's going to be at Avalon.
Oh great. Oh, Larry's gonna make
Larry's
his
coming.
appearance at Avalon.
Larry is coming. And Netta was coming.
Yeah, I got to get back.
Okay, so I'll give you this one. March 17th, 1977. It was a famous heavyweight fight in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
There you go.
Oh, this has got to be George Foreman's last fight. So this is Foreman dropping a decision to Jimmy Young.
Right.
And he was dropped in the 11th round.
In Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico. Yeah, the heat got to him. He got to George.
And,
Yeah.
that was the fight of the year.
It was dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Young was a tricky character. He was a defensive boxer. It was real tricky. Gave Ali fits. Gave a lot of guys fits. Yeah. And I think he was a Philadelphia fighter.
Okay, here's a fight. I was at this is a heavyweight fight. I was there in person, and it was the first fight I took my son Jordy to live, and Lily. And this was
What year? 90s? Yeah, got to be the 90s, huh?
Yeah,
Early
1991,
Yeah.
March 17th,
Oh.
at
91.
the Mirage.
Ooh,
in Las
I'm going to
Vegas.
say Mike Tyson, Razor Ruddock rematch. Oh, the first one. Whoa, the first one.
So
okay.
that's a yes.
Yeah, I got the fighters right, but
That was Caesar's
I thought it was
Palace?
the rematch.
Yeah.
No, he said
No,
Mirage.
Mirage.
Oh, at
Yeah.
the Mirage.
At the Mirage.
I wonder where the
Okay.
rematch
Where
was.
Siegfried and Roy
The
were
Mirage.
Yeah.
No,
So the first
Mirage,
fight-
I tell
the
you
fir-
where the rematch was.
First fight was at the Mirage.
can't read.
King was doing business with Mirage.
Okay,
Yeah. Was it outdoors? Yeah.
yeah, it was
Right?
outdoors.
Yeah. It had to
Okay, and tell me the result of the fight.
Oh, this is the first fight.
yeah.
It was controversial. It was Mike Tyson by 7th round stoppage.
And who was the ref?
Richard Steele.
Right.
And people were really
Why it
upset.
was controversial?
With him. Yeah. Richard Steele. Yeah. Absolutely.
And this was.
Because this wasn't this. I mean, he was already kind of controversial because of his call in the 12th round,
Right.
At the end of the Chavez Meldrick Taylor fight.
Which
And
was
so then
awesome.
after this, it's like, okay, the fight fans were done with him. They booed him for the rest of his career.
No, that ended him.
Yeah.
But he was the. Excuse me. He was the mentor for a lot of guys.
Oh no, he was actually a really good referee. It was just
He was great.
Those calls are controversial,
And,
and fans they're unforgiving. They're nasty.
Do you know who his
those
trainer,
big fights.
manager was when he was a fighter?
Hey, let me just say this, Richard Steele. He made a comeback in 2006 in the Floyd Mayweather-Zab Judah fight, and he made a lot of screw-ups.
Yeah.
He did. He missed a knockdown,
Yeah.
Really, Mayweather should have been disqualified because after he got hit low, Roger Mayweather got mad and entered the ring, and that's an automatic disqualification.
Right.
But not if the ref doesn't call it.
If he doesn't disqualify.
Right.
So
The ref
who
has
is,
to- but it is according to the rules.
Right.
If the corner enters the ring
Yep, you're right.
during fight time,
Yeah.
fight's over. It's a disqualification.
So when Richard Steele was a light heavyweight fighter,
Yeah.
who was his manager trainer?
Who would have been the manager trainer for
And that was in the L.A. area.
Oh, in L.A.
LA area? It wasn't Jackie McCoy, was it?
Jackie
Jackie
McCoy.
McCoy. That's like the answer
That's
to
the guy,
75%
yeah, it's
of that, like of a certain era, right?
Yeah.
If you were boxing in the 60s and 70s,
Right.
like Jackie McCoy. Yeah.
Richard Steele was really a good ref.
Yes, he was.
And on that Meldrick Taylor decision to stop that, which was probably fair. I mean, you're not a timekeeper if you're the ref.
Yeah.
And Meldrick Taylor was in bad shape.
Better. Yeah.
But that ruined Richard Steele. And then he comes right back and does the one with Razor Ruddock.
Nice.
That's good. So you got all the questions. We have a lot more, but that's about it. We
Yeah.
got too much.
Yeah.
So, hey, Tom, thanks for coming.
Always,
it's your show,
always
really.
great to be here. Avalon, March 27th, and then
Yeah.
we got the big one May 5 at the T-Mobile Arena
Okay, now,
in Las Vegas.
Dougie, we're going to have to put you in rehab.
Yeah.
Texting?
Oh,
and
texting.
driving?
No
Yeah.
text. I do
No,
not
we're gonna
text
have
and
to-
Here's the
drive.
thing.
I do not tweet and drive.
Here's the thing. Kids don't lie.
No,
They
but
tell the
she's
truth.
saying, well, my daughter's...
She said you were tweeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe her.
Yeah.
Probably angry tweets.
No. Maybe before I leave, like when I'm parked and waiting to pick her
at
up
a
from school.
stoplight.
Yeah,
Right,
no. When I'm parked
The motor's
at the
off?
school, the motor's off. Yeah.
You know, Dougie,
But she gets upset because she wants me to finish my tweet as soon as she gets in the car or whatever.
You know,
I've
I'm
been
looking at
waiting
your
there.
face
Yeah.
here, and I don't believe you.
Oh, God.
No, I really don't.
I don't.
But
I
it's
don't.
okay. It's
I don't
okay.
text.
Everyone's
I don't
allowed
text
one
and
lie.
drive.
So we have the public
I
service
don't
message.
think. I don't. Bob Bennett will absolve me. You guys just
Yeah.
wait and see when he conducts his investigation.
investigation.
And I'm going to cooperate fully
Yeah.
with the NAC and with Mr. Bennett, and you'll see. They will say no. She was telling a partial truth. You know, I never have my
You
phone
know, you're
out.
hesitating.
No.
you're
It's early Sunday morning. I don't have my phone out when I'm driving. When the car's moving, my phone is never in my hand. I'm serious.
But the best thing-
somewhere, or generally 99% of the time, it's in the hands of one of my
Did you ever
daughters.
think of going to law school?
No.
Pleading,
I would be
he's
terrible.
pleading his case.
Yeah.
But drive like you just won the lottery, right, Dave?
Exactly.
Let people in. If someone wants to come in front of you,
Hey,
just let them in.
doesn't it feel good?
It feels, yeah.
Have you
they
been
start
doing it?
waving. Yeah, absolutely.
You're doing it?
Yeah.
Which
I
road do you
let
take?
everybody in.
It feels, no, it really
Sometimes
feels
I get
good.
the finger when I do. I
It
don't
really
understand
feels
that.
good.
I get angry people, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're going to let me in?
Yeah.
Okay, F you. But still, I still feel good. I'm still like, no, it's because, you know what, I'm just helping the flow.
You know, if you want to come back next
you do
week
help
and
us
tell us the real truth, we're open to
After he
it.
has time to reflect on it,
I'm
right?
good. I'm telling you. I'm
Anyway,
good
we
about
want to thank Netta.
Yeah.
For
Netta
coming.
is our
Netta, have a-
official
Hi.
camera person. Yeah.
Hi and
it.
goodbye.
Great job. And she was doing this.
And
in, like,
reading
cool,
the
cool
reading the
breeze.
questions
No, we're
also.
gonna
Yeah.
close.
Really
Yeah.
good at that.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Anyway.
Thanks, guys.
Everyone have a great week. Be positive. Be
Oh, that's
happy.
nice and
Love
Arabic.
everyone. Love everything. Take the high road on everything.
and come out to the Avalon Theater,
Yeah.
right, Jay? 9 days.
Exactly.
360
That's
promotions.
also very important.
360promotions.us for the tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, .us. That's Doug, you're good at.
The thing I don't know how to do is turn it off.